Good morning. Okay, it's 7:34. Happy Monday to you. Am I allowed? Is coffee
Is coffee bad for your teeth?
Good morning, Vietnam.
Dr. Michael Wing of Birkdale Dental.
Always wanted to say that.
There you go.
You did it. Congratulations.
You did it.
Is it okay to drink coffee and still have white teeth?
Yes, it is. I'm drinking it right now. I drink it all day long.
Is that one? Is okay. You've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes.
Is that one of the secrets of being a dentist? Is that you figure out how you can drink coffee and still have white teeth?
Yeah, I guess that is. There's some tools out there you can use to keep those teeth white, and we can definitely deliver those services to you.
You're located in Birkdale Village, a
Right
wonderful
above
location. Yes. And so when I had the law firm, I was neighbors with Dr. Wing. And so that's how we had first met. And you've been cleaning my mouth ever since and inside of there. And you can go and report to Amy. It's pretty good most times, isn't it?
He's doing excellent right now. There was a little bit of recovery in the beginning, but he's really in good shape now.
That's good to
I've
hear.
had Dr. Wing services, so cleaning, and also I've had a root canal. That was pretty, I guess, terrible. Not because of you, but just for in general in life. If you ever have to have
Yeah,
that.
they're not the most fun I've heard. I've not had one yet, but hopefully.
But you're very kind to me, so thank you. I'm still here.
Well,
so.
it is definitely an experience that can be a challenge for some people, but today technology really makes that better.
So 30 years ago, you're in San Diego, and you say to yourself, "I want to be a dentist." Why? How? What happened there?
Well, I think when we go to dental school, we think that we got this instant ATM that's going to happen when we get out, right? And so we get out into practice, and we think, okay, people are just going to show up, and it's going to be awesome, right? So it is that way to a degree, but I really wanted to work on my own. I wanted to be a solo practitioner, and so the start wasn't that easy. I went to my bank and I said, I just want to borrow a little bit of money to start a practice, and I had a great credit score. Everything was set up, and they said, well, the problem is you got a pretty big debt, so we don't think we're going to lend you the money, right? So I'm thinking, man, how am I going to get going? So I decided, and I probably should have gone to more than one bank, but I only went to one bank, and I decided, okay, I'm just going to go out on my own. I went out and bought a plastic cart at Office Depot, bought some dental instruments, and
Like a rolling cart, like an ice cream rolling cart.
Yeah.
$50 plastic cart. That's what I bought. Bought some forceps from Henry Schein, some Reline material, a few dental materials, and I showed up at a nursing home, and I started taking care of people that were sick and couldn't get out of the nursing home. And got a dental assistant to roll through with me, and instantly we had a business going. And then I started thinking to myself, man, I'm limited to what I can do
or how far I can walk.
How far I can push this
walk.
cart? Yeah.
So I said, let's take a semi trailer, put a couple dental chairs in it, and make it a high tech office, and we'll take the dental office to the nursing homes. And so I started doing that. I went from having one nursing home to about 20 nursing homes in about 2 years. And then I got an invitation to a health fair with a corporation called Qualcomm. And they said, hey, could you bring your dental unit over to our Qualcomm corporate center for our health fair? And I'm like, sure. So I show up, and people start touring this, mobile dental suite that I have. And the HR person came to me and said, hey, could you take care of our corporation? I'm like, well, how many employees do you have? And they said, we got about 10,000.
My goodness.
I said, yeah, I'll be here next Monday. So anyways, it went from that, the 20 nursing homes to 10,000 employees at Qualcomm. Now, Qualcomm makes the CDMA chip. That goes in every single cell phone that you have, right?
Love that.
And so what was
They
cool,
need dental work too.
Yes,
They did. And so what's cool about this is, like, in San Diego, traffic is a problem, right? So I show up, I'm down in their parking lot. I call the patient up. The chair's ready. We take care of them. We can spend as much time as we want with that patient. And then we call the next one, and nobody has to wait in a waiting room. They don't have to commute to the dental office. And we would take their insurance, and everybody was happy. And life got really busy. I took on Qcera Wireless, then I took on Verona Casino, and then a bunch of other businesses. And pretty soon I was just overworked. And so that's how I went from the plastic cart to a mobile dental suite. I created this business called Cloud9 Dental, and And then
Are you still working on people's mouths through all this too? Like, or are you doing
yeah,
just admin business side at that
I'm
point?
doing both. I mean, because we started with one unit, and then I had to grow, and so I was definitely doing both. Not only was I doing dentistry, but I was moving this mobile suite around in between. We'd go for a week at each location. They had 11 buildings. So I would spend a week at each one of their buildings. And then I still had to take care of my nursing home business too. So it was a busy time. So my parents lived in Colorado, and they lived in this little town called Eagle, and it was like a little Mayberry. And I decided, you know what? If I really want to see my kids, if I really want to have a family, I need to scale this back. So I sold Cloud9 Dental, and I started a scratch practice in Eagle Valley, Colorado. There were about 5,000 people in the town, and apparently they needed a dentist because I said, well, I'm either going to make it good here or I'm going to starve to death. But ended up doing okay there. We did pretty good. And the town grew. And so I had a traditional office setting in Eagle, Colorado in the mountains where I got to kind of raise my kids and have a little slower lifestyle there. So,
And then you land in Lake Norman.
and so then, so 2000, I think it was 2008 when the kind of everything went bad in the business world. And so there was a bunch of homes that were being sold around Lake Norman, and I wanted a lake vacation home. So I came out and I looked at all the lakes in the south. I found Lake Norman, and I like, wow, this place is beautiful. And I thought, well, I'm going to buy a vacation home here. And I picked out a house. And then my wife and I started talking, and we're like, you know what? We're not gonna see this that often, maybe once or twice a year. Why don't we make one more move? So we ended up moving out to North Carolina to be by the lake. And so it's been fun since we've been here. This is a great place to live, and I think life is all about what you make it, where you move. And I tell people, you need to pick where you want to live, and then everything else will fall into place.
Now, dentistry is a really fun time. People love the experience that they have, right? But you're seeing things in technology that's changing dentistry right now. What is it that you guys are actually even doing at Birkdale Dental?
Yeah, dentistry has changed exponentially in the last 10 years, but I would say that the digital revolution of dentistry is what really has changed it. What I'm doing in dentistry now, I never imagined I would do when I was back in dental school. If you can remember AOL and Prodigy and squawking computers, that's kind of where I started. And to think that you could take a wand and wave it around in someone's mouth and get a three-dimensional image of someone's teeth and then later be able to 3D print a restoration, it was just never in the horizon for me.
And so 3D printing, you're actually printing things
like
in your office.
retainers and aligners and all of those things.
So we 3D print night guards, we 3D print clear aligners, we 3D print crowns, veneers, we mill restorations with robotic CAD devices. It's crazy. I mean, the industry is completely different.
And is it still fun? Because you're doing this for 30 years. So for you, like, what's kept you in it?
It's gotta be fun, yeah.
Yeah, it really is fun because I get to show people things they've never seen before. And, it really takes a lot of stress out of dentistry, too, to have the accuracy, the predictability, to be able to show people three-dimensionally what you're going to do before you touch them is definitely transformational. And it's a lot of fun. I'm still enjoying what I do. And, I have great staff around me, and we have a good time.
Are you accepting new patients these days, or how's that work? Because obviously Birkdale's growing, and so I imagine more room for everybody. Right?
Yeah, we always accept new patients. Patients are the life, and I love people, and we want to share what we have.
And so you have been in the Lake Norman area for quite some time now. Your take overall on Lake Norman, just in general, and any thoughts you have on it, and what you like about it, what you don't like about it.
Well, I think I've lived in a lot of great places, but Lake Norman is definitely one of my favorite places. I think the area is so beautiful. The lake is beautiful. It's like, being around a resort. And I think a lot of us that live here take that for granted. But, like I lived in La Jolla for 5 years. I lived in the Vail Valley, not La Jolla for 5 years, 10 years actually. I lived in the Vail Valley for 10 years. Some pretty cool places. But what's nice about Lake Norman is there's a blend. You got You got the beaches close by. You got the mountains close by. You got a huge lake. So if you love water, that's awesome. We got the change of seasons here. This is a great place to be. The airport's close by. If you want to go somewhere, it's pretty easy to do that. But I think it's a great place to live.
Dr. Wing, Birkdale Dental. I hope it's not weird for me to say, but I'm glad you're the one who touches my mouth, sir. Thank you.
Hey, I'm glad I get to do that.